Welcome back to this week's pack update. We're nearing the end of wolf breeding season in our region, but we continue to see a pretty calm and cohesive exhibit pack. This may be in part due to the unseasonably warm weather we've been having and kind of a lack of snow in the past few weeks, but we continue to see an increase in confidence in Grayson as well as increase in social interactions between him and Rika. So in this clip you can see a variety of different social behaviors, including some jaw sparring, some inhibited muzzle bites, some play bows, invite chases, and sweeping tail wags, and then just overall kind of more bouncy movements in general. All of which kind of points to this being more of a social interaction rather than a more ritualized dominance interaction. A thank you to Debbie for clipping this from our explore.org North camera. Kaz continues to try to butt his way between the two, attempting to engage in this social moment as well, but it appears that Rika and Grayson are a little bit more focused on each other during this, and Kaz is kind of more ignored in this situation. But you can see Kaz starting to get a little bit more energetic and a little bit more focused on this interaction. There's definitely a fine line between social interactions and ritualized dominance, and so with increased energy or increased excitement, the situation can change in intensity and intention really quick. So there you can see a little bit increase in energy there. Kaz trying to kind of slip underneath Grayson a couple of times there in more of kind of a submissive appeasement manner. But then he also does a bit of a chin rest onto Kaz there, where Kaz kind of responds with a bit of a ride up. A lot of that is mostly from the excitement of the interaction overall. Grayson's demeanor shifts a little bit. He's a lot more serious. His attention turns to Kaz, and then Rika, ever the opportunistic wolf, is definitely seeing a little bit more of a moment of distraction from Grayson where she can kind of target his rear a little bit. She circles around, but Grayson does a good job at kind of shooing her off. As you probably noticed in that past clip, Grayson has been showing a significant increase in his confidence lately. A big part of that is likely because his brother Axel has been a little bit more subdued these past few weeks. So in this clip you can see that Grayson is standing over Kaz. He has a really high tail while Kaz submits fully to him by rolling onto his back. This is a pattern we have witnessed many times within the past few weeks. It seems as though Grayson recognizes Kaz as more of a dominant individual between Kaz and his brother Blackstone, and he is quick to ensure that he stays subordinate to him within the rank order. Blackstone doesn't display the same amount of confidence or food possessive behaviors that Kaz does, so it seems that Blackstone kind of flies under the radar for Grayson for the most part. On the few days that we do receive a brief snowfall, activity within the exhibit pack tends to increase. So here you can see Blackstone doing what is called a face wipe in the snow. This is typically a grooming behavior done to kind of clean off the muzzle, especially after eating off of a carcass. For Blackstone, this then will turn into a scent rolling behavior. Even though he is a little bit lower in the social rank order within the pack, he seems not to stress about it too much and can oftentimes be seen kind of goofing off around in the enclosure and kind of taking things in stride. Axel seems to be feeling a little bit better these past few days. He's been showing a lot more active engagement within the pack and with wolf care staff. It's been a little bit of a challenge for us to get him to take his daily meds lately. He's kind of on to all of our different offerings that we try to give him. But recently he's had a little bit of a fondness for ground beaver tail, so that's been our little bit of a trick lately. We're seeing a little bit of inflammation return to his gums, likely due to missing a couple of doses of his medications for about a week there. But it does not appear to be irritating him or hindering his ability to eat off of the carcass, and that inflammation seems to be going away now that he has been taking his medications a little bit more regularly. His coat continues to look great, and he definitely remains an active and engaged member of the pack. Here you can see him joining in on a rest on the pump house, resting in proximity with the rest of the pack being a big cue for social bonding. And our last major update we wanted to give you guys is that our 10th annual Wolf Care auction is now in full swing. So you can find the link to our auction in the description of this video, as well as on our website, wolf.org. This auction directly supports our Wolf Care department and features a lot of really great items from local artists and businesses, and of course pieces made using the undercoat shed of some of our wolf ambassadors, including Kaz, Blackstone, and Rika. The auction will close on March 10th at noon Central Time, so be sure to get your bids in by then. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you on the next update.